we're hoping that everybody will be able to benefit from this tool, because
Makes
it's
sense.
just so painful to use LinkedIn sometimes. The issue with the keyword system is nowadays everybody games the keyword system.
Yes.
Everybody puts every keyword on their resume, on their LinkedIn profile. So no matter what you search, the profile will pop up. So imagine experience like ChatGPT, but just ChatGPT doesn't recruit for you, can't source candidates for you. But imagine that thing, right? You can log on to Fuku Agent, and then you can tell Fuku Agent who you're looking for. So our goal is to use AI Agent to help candidates and companies connect in a more efficient manner.
Can you please introduce yourself, exactly what your company is, how it's called, etc., etc.?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name's Kai. So the company we're building is called Fuku AI.
Yes.
And then we're using AI Agent to help recruiters improve their efficiency. So to help them do a lot of admin work.
Perfect. Perfect. And well, you told me a lot about the company, exactly what you guys are doing, how you're helping, so we can figure out what the solution is. My question is, what's the mission for your company? What is the current mission that you guys have in mind?
Yeah, so the mission, good question. So we started off, so one of our partners has been in the recruitment industry for over 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so he knows pretty much every detail, every pain point in the industry. And he's seen several products, the rise and fall of several products. You see how things have evolved over the last 10, 20 years. Every 5-10 years there'll be a new product coming out.
Makes sense.
Connecting people better, more efficiently, and then so he sees there's going to be a next wave of technology with the rise of AI. There's going to be a next wave of new products that'll increase productivity, that'll be a game changer for the industry. So that's how we kind of partnered together to start this company called Fuku. So our goal is to use AI Agent to help people connect, to help candidates and companies connect in a more efficient manner. So we're gonna use AI to understand candidates better, understand roles better, compared to a keyword system. So people can get connected, more efficiently. So we will have recruiters waste less time on vetting resumes and everything. So essentially the goal is to create an AI agent kind of like ChatGPT, but instead of just answering questions, but that AI agent will help you to source the correct candidate and will help you to connect with them and then request CV. And maybe that could also help on the other side, helping candidates to connect with companies as well. So if I upload my CV, they will be able to recommend a couple of positions that are really good fit for you. So I think the goal is to pretty much reinvent how recruitment is done with the AI technology.
Wow. I love that. My question for you right now is, I was at the event Immigrant Founders, and you were presenting over there to founders and investors. And I'm pretty sure that you mentioned that your current annual recurrent revenue is around 500K and the month-over-month growth is 20%. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So my question for you is, with those incredible numbers, how did you guys get there? What's the process of you acquiring your customers? Who exactly is your customers? Is it going to be more employee or employers? Yes.
So how we started is sort of a more traditional business model.
Yes.
Because one of our partners has been in the recruitment industry for 15 years.
Yes.
He's a former partner of Adecco, which is one of the leading Fortune 500 company in the recruitment industry. So we have a lot of client base accumulated over the last many years. So we've been working with all major law firms in the U.S. So Latham, Hogan Lovells, etc. So a bunch of bigger names, big names. So we basically help them recruit lawyers, associate and paralegal.
Yes.
That kind of roles. That's how we started it.
Makes sense.
So we have about 10 customers that are very stable because they have working relationship with us for over a very long period of time. So that's kind of how we started. So our current revenue model is just to place candidates to our clients, and then we charge 20% commission on those placements. So that's kind of how we've been running it. But as we have been operating mostly in Southeast Asia at the moment, because my partner Most of his client base in Southeast Asia, so Singapore and Hong Kong.
Makes sense.
But we're looking to expand into the US. So that's kind of like what we're looking for at the moment. So we're sort of partnering with some collaborators in the US. But the business model might change a little bit as we enter the US, because it's going to be less sort of a service driven, because in Asia it's a little different. People like services. Service is great there. But in the US, people like product more. So they want more of like tools and stuff like that. So we're probably going to do subscription model here in the US, where people can subscribe to these like AI agent tools where they just pay a certain amount every month so they can make use of it and and then make money off that.
That's excellent. Yeah. So when you say Southeast Asia, do you mean China or
it's more like Singapore and Hong Kong.
Singapore and Hong
right
Kong.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. So considering that you guys are service based, but now transferring to a product,
yes.
What do you think worked for you guys remarkably in scaling? And it's almost surprising how well it worked.
Yeah, I mean, so far the way that it works is like to hire recruiters. Because like we have like, so my partner Kevin has been in the industry and he has a lot of coworkers and everybody gets super excited about the new products. So we'll be able. I mean, it's the current environment, as you know, like it's hard to find a good opportunity. So we have like a wealth of talent that we can recruit.
Makes sense.
So recruit from. So like that's kind of how we got like more like excellent recruiters to partner with us. So we have about 3 recruiters now. Yeah. So that's kind of how we expand and then that's kind of how we expand in the service model. But I think product model will be slightly different. You'd probably be doing more like product marketing and that kind of something along those lines. But yeah, for the service model, it's like very much like sales driven. So
makes sense. Yeah. What's the lesson you learned the hard way? Perhaps the one that you can share with others when you were scaling Fuku.
The hard way.
Yeah.
I mean, service model, I think is great in the sense that it's very good cash flow. So for every placement, you actually get like a huge chunk of cash.
Makes sense.
But there's drawback to that because recruitment is sort of a longer process. So when you start the search till like you finish you fill the role.
Yes.
It's usually like a 2-3 months of like a time frame.
Yes, makes sense.
So generally speaking, you get like. So you have to have a pipeline. So you have to have like a backlog, like a huge pipeline for positions to fill. So that would be the challenging part. How do you keep like constant like cash flow? Yeah. So compared to the subscription model, where you charge like I don't know $100 a month.
Yes.
I mean it's a small amount of money compared to like let's say 25,000 per position, for each like role that you fill. But it's more stable and then it's easier to scale. So if you have more and more customers, then you have very stable income. So that's kind of like, I think business model matters a lot. I mean, I know like there are a lot of teams that are working in similar space, right? Like HR tech or like recruitment, etc., like sourcing tools. Many companies, many startups are doing this. But I think every team has a little bit different approach in terms of business model. I think it's very important. Product, on top of product, business model really matters a lot. And different business model will, play a huge difference.
Makes sense. So you guys started transferring from service-based model to a product model when exactly? Was it a year ago or was it more recently?
More recently. Like we're trying to like convert the business model into a product. Because I mean in Asia people just like service. So it also depends on there are a few things you need to consider, like what region you're serving, right? I mean, serving the U.S. will be the market condition was slightly different from just serving Asia.
Makes sense.
And then also depending on your own expertise, right? Some team they do like recruitment because they have a lot of experience with that. Some team they do like payroll because they have experience in that space. Some people they do like just pure screening, right? Just giving like certain leads. Because it's like lighter, maybe it's easier for them to scale. Different teams have different expertise, so you need to consider both. Like the region you serve, your customer base, as well as your expertise to determine like what's the best fit, like for your own business model.
That makes sense. Yeah. Can I ask you how many people do you have right now on the subscription, and who are you charging for subscription, employer or employee?
We are just starting to roll out subscription model.
Yeah.
So we have about like 1 and 2 customer like that's like under trial, like at the moment. We charge obviously employer. There's several different like customer base that could pay. So like one would be like boutique staffing firms. Usually they're very small, like a few people, like even like one person. Yeah, so they will be willing to pay, like something like $100 a month. For the subscription. So, and other potential customer would be like the corporate. So, medium-sized businesses, they have like recruiters. That also depends on like the number of recruiters there. So, for a bigger account, we probably charge a bit more because they have more seats. There are more positions to fill. We do like a placement, like number of placement kind of model. So depending on how many placement you're doing every month, we have like different tiers.
How many placements means how many people you're trying to hire?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. For a small company, let's say I do 5 placements a month, right? That's probably like one recruiter is enough, right? If you're doing like 50, then probably need like 10 recruiters. Yeah, then obviously you have to pay more.
Exactly. Okay, that makes sense. My question for you right now is, compared to like short-term strategy that you guys had in Southeast Asia, where we were growing basically with service-based, what is your long-term strategy right now for the next 5 years? How do you see Fuku?
It's definitely gonna be like a product-based, like model, because it's just gonna be much easier to scale. Like we're hoping that everybody will be able to benefit from this tool because like it's just like so painful to use LinkedIn sometimes. You have to vet all these like resumes, their profiles, because like the keyword system, the issue with the keyword system is like nowadays everybody games the keyword system, right? Everybody puts every keyword on their resume, on their LinkedIn profile. So no matter what you search, the profile will pop up. But then it takes some time for you to actually go through and see if the person really knows certain
is the right fit.
Is really sense. The right fit. So that's why where this tool can come in to help, right? The language model to understand context to see if like that's really something that's a good fit for what you're looking for. So I think this is going to be beneficial for the whole recruitment industry. So hoping that this could be a tool that kind of scale on its own. We're going to roll out like free trial versions so people can try it out, just like ChatGPT. So people can test it out, see what the agent is like, try to interact with it. So make it like more accessible to everyone rather than like kind of like a business type of like software. We have to like do a lot of demos and stuff like that.
It makes sense.
Can make it lighter.
I see. Makes sense. I was curious, how has SF startup ecosystem shaped your company? Have you come to the idea of the product based business here, or basically how has SF
how has FS influenced me? SF definitely plays a big role in terms of our product development. The key here, the key influence of SF is just the level of concentration of talents. So there's so many like startups in this region, where ideas can flow more freely in the region. Like people can talk about like what they've been doing, and sort of get an idea from other people, get some inspiration from other peer founders as well, and that could be like beneficial to everyone, to the industry in general. And also basically the abundance of capital is like one thing that you can never find anywhere else. So like if you have something great, you get traction, it'll definitely get funded here, which is going to be a little bit harder like if you start the business elsewhere. So that's kind of like why all the talent kind of all aggregated
comes here.
Comes
makes
here,
sense.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge you guys are working on right now and planning on addressing in the next, I guess, month?
So we're currently pretty big on our AI agent feature. So we're rolling out a very nice AI recruitment agent. So like imagine experience like ChatGPT, but just ChatGPT doesn't recruit for you, can't source candidates for you. But imagine that thing, right? You can log on to Fuku agent. And then you can tell Fuku agent who you're looking for. I'm looking for this and that, X, Y, Z.
Makes sense.
Then it'll find you candidates, and you can revise it and say, I don't like this, I want to add that, and it'll revise the search. And then if you like the candidates that is sourced for you, then you can ask for the agent to reach out to the candidates, and it'll gather their resume and then warm up the candidates for you, and then give you the contact information, and then so you can take it from there. So I think once we roll this out, it'll be very interesting experience for the entire industry. So we're working really hard on that.
That sounds quite amazing. Yeah, good luck to you guys with that. So basically, what this tool is going to be doing, and I'm just trying to repeat. So let me know if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Say I tell you who I'm trying to hire. For example, designers in my end. I'm saying, okay, I'm trying to hire designers, and it finds a bunch of people who have like, I don't know, some kind of design in their profile on LinkedIn, right? And then I looked for them, and I'm like, okay, I like that, and I don't like that. And then Fuku pretty much refines that and makes a better, search for me. Is that right?
Exactly. Or like these are a couple of profiles I like. Maybe find me more. And things like this.
More stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Good luck to you guys with that. If you were starting over today, the company, is there anything that you would change or approach differently?
I mean, it's good that we kind of found like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like we found the market fit. But
Yeah.
like before we did Fuku, we actually spent some time like exploring in the HR industry, trying to like figure out what's the best business model. Like even before that, we did a little bit of like volunteer recruitment as a trial. So it's basically a trial and error process. I mean, if I would do it again, I would wish I would know like what we know right now. So it would cut the process shorter because the time is everything.
Okay.
Because like everybody's trying to figure out how to use AI to create like impressive applications. So it's important that you kind of get it quick. And roll it out to market as quickly as you can.
So you would do it like quicker transition to product based model. Is that right?
Yes.
I see. Any recommendations you have for other founders who are trying to, do something similar in your industry maybe, or in general with AI? Any recommendations you have for them?
So for AI founders, I think it's really important to depending on what you're doing, right? If you're B2B or B2C, right? And then I mean, I do most of the stuff in the B2B space, but if you're also doing B2B, I would recommend you work with someone in industry for a long time, because what AI agent is doing is pretty much whatever it's doing is replacing certain role in a certain company, in a certain industry.
Makes
so
sense.
You have to be very familiar with the pain point in that industry or in that particular role in order to design the workflow and then to really increase the efficiency. I would say that if you're just like in technical background, you might not like know as much. But if you partner with someone in the industry for a long time, you'll probably understand the problem much better. So that's kind of how I started. I kind of started it sort of alone, like as a product developer, but then I sort of partner with some industry expert, and I found it way more efficient, way more efficient to understand what the problems are and to design design the proper solution for that problem. I think that would be my advice for it.
Excellent. That's a great advice. Well, that's it for the interview. My question for you is, what's the best way to connect with you? If there is any founders or investors who are watching this, what would be the best way to connect with you and message you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always available on LinkedIn. So yeah, happy to get connected with
I'll include the LinkedIn over there in the link. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it.